Hey Virgo, it's Amanda and I'm here to do your general reading for March 2019. I'm going to use the traditional Rider-Waite for the spread, and then I'm going to also pull an oracle card from the Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell at the end for just a final word of advice for you, Virgo, for March 2019. What does Virgo need to know for March 2019 to get through the energies and the best for all? So the High Priestess in reverse came out, so that's the central focus here. What does Virgo need to know? What energy is Virgo in, and what energies are they about to go through for March 2019? All right, so Hermit is crossing the High Priestess in reverse. Then we have the root of this is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so maybe in March the whole energy focus is going to be a shift, because that is at the root of the reading so far for you, Virgo. So, and it's in the upright too. It's good. All right, what energy is okay? Well, so you're coming out of a state of being non-traditional. Maybe you weren't conforming to something. Maybe that was what you needed to do. It's possible. We'll dive into that a little deeper here once we get some more cards out. But the Hierophant typically is tradition, or any sort of like societal structure, like, you know, the religion, the church, the school system, the government, you know, anything like that. Or it could just be traditions, or, you know, old ingrained beliefs, maybe passed down through your families, you know, just really strong beliefs that you've had, would be the Hierophant. So, you know, it being in reverse, it's like you're coming out of a state of some sort of belief that you had been in or had been stuck on that didn't serve you. So the Knight of Pentacles in the near future. So maybe you're going to offer something through this shift in energy here. Crowning you is the Three of Swords in reverse. Ooh. So maybe there's some sort of energy around the end of something that had caused you a lot of grief or heartache. Maybe that belief that you were holding on to, or whatever this Hierophant in reverse is that you're just coming out of, maybe that is what had brought you the grief before. So we will just kind of go in from the beginning here. So the High Priestess in reverse, this is like not being in touch with your inner self, the more like connectedness to your authentic being able to tap into that. Sometimes it's like psychic, but not having that for some reason. You're not going in. Maybe this is currently, so, you know, or at the beginning, towards the beginning of this month, and crossing that, you know, not being able to tune in some sort of aspect correctly is crossed by the Hermit. So it's like not being able to do that through introspection, like not being able to meditate or just take a step back from something and find the truth through going inward, right? Going into the introspection and review, really like going inward, soul searching. You know, the Hermit, he has the lantern and he finds, you know, true wisdom through the dark, right? So he's going through the dark to find the light, so to speak. Being able to do that is crossing that interconnectedness. And the Wheel of Fortune in the root of this message is that there's a shift in energy. Maybe that's why you aren't able to, you know, do this and go inward and tap in with that high priestess in reverse, it could be because the energy is shifting and you're kind of not, you're just adapting to this, and it's through this, transition. So maybe just have some, awareness of that, and know that it might not just be you. It could just be the shift of energy, shifting out of this old belief, or shifting out of this belief of having to be traditional or conform, or maybe you're just starting to see things where you were like, why did I believe that or do that? Like, I didn't even realize it's not what I wanted, or it didn't support what I wanted, and I just always did it because I never even thought about it, right? Or something about that had brought heartache or just grief or upset, had a tie to whatever you are coming out of that is shifting this energy. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So after this shift in energy and this awareness of whatever it is that wasn't serving you, that you kind of shaked, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So maybe because of the shift in whatever belief that you had recently let go of, that was most likely when this wheel turned, the Wheel of Fortune, you had found some luck in getting, that introspection that you've needed to get connected again with, realigned again with what you want and think, and etc., because of this newfound belief that didn't serve you, that you had kind of upheaved. Maybe you're starting to look around a little more and make sure that's the only one that you maybe overlooked before. And through that, maybe you find some sort of an offer to make. You have value. You see the value that you have through this. You have a coin to offer. Maybe you find the value in what you can do and how you can give to others, and also recognize this value in yourself, right? In the current energy right now in this situation, Queen of Cups, Virgo. So you're really, emotionally stable through this, but, it's like you found that because of some belief you have upheaved, and you're putting it back together to get back to the High Priestess in the upright. Queen of Cups is really emotionally nourishing, and she's also very balanced herself. So being able to be in that emotional, loving, expressive, compassionate nature herself gives her the ability to do that for others as well. And then in your environment, we have the Devil. So this could be maybe a Capricorn, but also this is more about just toxic energy, like negative energy, thinking patterns, etc. And I think that has a lot to do with what you had shaken in that Hierophant reverse belief, or what you overlooked before, that you had just kind of passively done without thinking about it before, or both, really, because that could have to do with the belief as well. But it's negative, it's toxic, and it's in your environment. So I think you're waking up to that here, because you are emotionally balanced, and you are going through this Hermit introspection. It's like, this is the Virgo card. Like, you're going in to, inward, into your higher self, to find, what had gotten you off kilter in the first place with the High Priestess in reverse. It's like you are doing the Virgo thing with the Hermit, and that's you, to figure out why it is upside down. Why am I not being able to tap in here? Virgos don't like to not see something, especially when they realize it doesn't serve them. So it kind of shakes, it shakes me up when I find out, when I start to realize little by little things that were like, whoa, I didn't even notice that, and now that really bothers me, because what else, right? So you're going inward to find out how did this even happen, right? And then, you're doing what you should be doing. I mean, that's good. That's emotionally balanced in this situation. So if you were wondering, it is the environment. It's not what you are doing. The toxicity is in the environment, and whatever had thrown you off is in the environment. Whether that's people or just, what you're watching on TV or the social media that you're absorbed in, or whatever it is that you do on a day-to-day basis. Something in that is toxic, and it's having something to do with why you probably had this belief that you didn't realize, was something you didn't want or didn't need to carry around anymore. Hopes and fears. The Fool in reverse. I think you're fearing that, maybe overthinking things. Maybe you're feeling like you aren't able to go into things without bias, like carrying around, the negative past experiences that you've had or beliefs. You're fearing how that might hinder your journey. Like, how is this going to affect me? And like, how can I have that, fearless energy to my journey, but also be smart and see these kinds of things, these beliefs that didn't serve me. Like, how can I have both, right? So that's just what you're kind of worried about. And then we have the Six of Cups in reverse for the outcome if the energy persists like it is and spread so far. Six of Cups in reverse. So this is the end of being caught up in the past. This is the end of being sucked into your emotional triggers. So this is good. It seems like you're going to find whatever this is that's toxic in your environment, and through introspection, like, you're going to be able to take that leap of faith and kind of overcome that like worry of yours. And you're going to be able to shift with this energy in a good way. You're going to have value to offer. You're getting out of this emotional past baggage. So that is awesome. Let's see what the bottom of the deck was for Virgo. The Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles, overall energy for the reading. It's, having the ability to like do a charity, to be able to offer, to take care of, your community, the people in your immediate surroundings or your everyday life, having that ability to balance that, to balance all this energy out that's shifting here with the Wheel of Fortune at the root. And then we have, the Six of Pentacles for the overall energy. You just, the overall energy is wanting to be able to shift through this and be able to take care of all the responsibilities that you have and, have balance in it. So it's, this man, and he's feeding these two people, maybe being able to pull all the daily responsibilities and things that you have going on, is kind of the energy you're aiming for with this energy shift, because it's like this person is doing more than the rest of the group. But there's like a scale in the other hand and food handing out to the other. Like, they're able to balance all of that responsibility here throughout the shift. So maybe that's how you could feel overall in March, Virgo. But yeah, I want to clarify one card, and then we'll do the Oracle card here, Virgo. I want to clarify the Devil for the environment. Is this somebody for Virgo in their environment, or is this just toxic compilations of stuff? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So it's like in your environment, there's something toxic about not being able to maybe have some sort of offer, like, or beginning some new job. Maybe there's like a toxic new job that, or maybe you lost the job that you didn't realize was toxic, because I clarified the Devil, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So whatever it is that you didn't receive that maybe you'd expected, it's like you didn't expect to not have it, or you weren't able to like give an offer to somebody in your environment, and it was tied to a toxic thing. There's a shift in energy tied to heartbreak and some upheaval of an old belief or tradition. So it's like that's gotta be tied to this environment card. Whatever wasn't able to blossom or start, like maybe there was something you couldn't do at work, or a raise you didn't get, or a new position you didn't get put into or accepted into, or maybe even like if you were going to move in with somebody, like you weren't able to go forth with it because you were worried about, you know, taking in past experiences with this Fool in reverse, like the lack of being able to take a leap of faith. It's like you realize somewhere through here your value with the Nine of Pentacles after you go through this energy shift in March, but then it's tied to something toxic. Like you find your value, and you find out through this introspection with the Hermit card that whatever it was toxic and it didn't serve you anyway. And you emotionally stay balanced. You will be able to take the leap of faith. I think you're going to see, I don't think this has happened yet for the Virgos that this reading was resonating for. I think that there's a shift in energy that's coming up for you with this Wheel of Fortune. You're going to see something by going inward and reconnecting back and just kind of realigning yourself. Maybe even through meditation possibly. Or just taking some time, some you time off from, you know, whatever responsibilities you have or whatever, and just having a you day maybe to just kind of do some soul searching. I think that's where you're going to find this value after that introspection, and see that whatever it was that had let you down and that you shook some belief of or strayed from the tradition of, that had heartbreak tied to it or just grief, was toxic. You're seeing that somehow through that introspection. So I hope that helped you. Let's do the oracle from the Work Your Lights for Virgo. Let's see. Let's give a final advice card for Virgo, March 2019. What end note can we leave Virgo with here for this month? All right, Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in Subtle Realms. So this immediately to me struck me with the High Priestess in reverse. So this is that not interconnectedness, that not feeling like you have that intuition that you normally feel, unable to tap into that, whatever it is. That is totally, I feel like, what this card means for this Oracle deck. Like being able to, you know, talk to your higher self, and, you know, in a prayer, or to whatever higher power you believe in, like any of that, you know, maybe both, and try to get that inner guidance. And I think you're going to do that here with the Hermit card, Virgo. You're going to go back in and try to regain that connectedness to your intuition. And it's just, you know, an extra reminder I think here with this last card that I pulled. So just really don't forget to ask your higher self. Ask for the guidance. They can't help you unless you ask for it. I think that's what the main energy of this card really wants to get across is, you know, you have to ask for help, for guidance from the ethereal realm, right? So open up that wormhole for guidance, and I think you'll find out what's going on here with this toxic upheaval of tradition that you have going on, Virgo. I hope that helps. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.